Well, hello my loves, Kim here, and I am back with another video. If this is your first time on my channel, I just would like to say welcome. Hi, my name is Kim. I am a Sims 4 gamer, and I'm here with another episode of Let's Build Del Sol Valley. This is currently part number 7 of the apartment complex here on the 40 by 50 lot in Mirage Park. If you're wondering what's behind me on the screen, this is the apartment furnishing from the previous episode. I'll be sure to have a card on the screen and a link down in the description box below so you guys can go ahead and check it out. And if you haven't seen the other parts of the series, be sure to check that out. The link to that playlist will also be down in the description box below. To all of my newbies on the channel, I just want to say welcome. If this is your first time seeing my face, I would ask that you please consider subscribing if you enjoy my video, and be sure to click that bell, that way you'll be notified for whenever I upload. And of course, if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the build. Alright you guys, so I am in build mode, and I went to you guys' comments for some help, and I just wanted to say shout out to Miss Ashton for your amazing suggestion. So Miss suggested that I create an apartment for an aspiring actress from a small country town. This actress's family has a farm, and I thought that was a interesting concept, and I'm curious to see how I'm going to interpret that, and I'm just ready to get started. So shout out to you. I replied basically saying, yeah, totally kind of like a small fish in a big pond situation, just kind of like a little out of place, trying to find her way in the world or in the Del Sol scene. So yeah, aesthetically, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe more so like brighter colors, so maybe like yellows, maybe some blues and oranges. I'm not quite sure, but I kind of want to have like a hodgepodge of things, just kind of like what the sim think Del Sol is all about, which is like bright lights and like Hollywood stars and like, all of those sorts of things. But I don't want it to be like too over the top. I feel like overall the furniture might be more basic. I'd imagine that if this sim is coming from like a smaller town, maybe they don't have a lot of simoleons right now. Like maybe they had just enough to get the first and last month's rent, and any other furniture maybe came from like a Walmart or like Amazon, or nothing too fancy. But I definitely want it to feel really cozy and homey and like warm, which is something that I typically get like in my head when I think about people from the country, like just really warm, welcoming, open, that sort of a thing. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking kind of like more brights and warm colors and like basic furnishings, but like some of those elements that kind of like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed sim ready to take on Del Sol by storm, but kind of doesn't know what all they are in for. So yeah, I think I want to maybe start by picking out some furniture just so I can like really get a style going. I know for sure the first thing that I thought about was the mirror. So it's like a mirror that looks like a star with all of these little lights around it. So I definitely wanted that maybe like in the bedroom, over the bed. It just really gives off that vibe. So this is from base game, and it's like one of those things that you unlock, so at level 8 of the entertainment career. So I think I definitely either want this in the bedroom or just somewhere kind of like prominent. Totally thinking about this. Also, I know there's a mirror, I think it might be from like Parenthood or like the kid stuff pack, but it's kind of like this mirror with like these little photos in the corner. So maybe these are like people from her hometown, or just something kind of like cutesy like that. Like I definitely see this sim maybe like having a lot of pictures from home. I can see this sim getting homesick from time to time, but trying to push through because she wants to pursue her dreams. I don't know, I'm trying to like capture the youthful vibe. Like I would imagine that this sim, it might be like 18 or 19, like really super young, like really just trying to experience the world for the first time. So maybe this university mirror could work. I'm not sure if this sim would be in school, maybe like acting school, or maybe taking some acting classes like improv or something. Since the sim is like an aspiring actress, I would think maybe she makes her rent by like doing waitressing or something like that. Like, she's not getting the gigs yet, like she's going to casting calls and things, but she might not be getting the call backs yet. So, you know, homegirl has to pay the bills. Ooh, I really do like this. I feel like maybe she maybe scored this from like a flea market and like painted it. Like, I kind of maybe want to introduce kind of like a DIY vibe. And that's like no shade, because I love me a good DIY. Like, I would think that maybe this sim would like come across things that other people might see as trash, and like she redoes it to make it more comfortable and cute for her. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this sim doesn't have like a lot of extra simoleons, but she's doing everything in her power to make it work. So yeah, how are you guys doing today? I am doing pretty well. So I had the day off and I have just been cleaning in my living and dining room space. Just like getting things up. We've had guests over and people have slept on the couch, so I was just, you know, just cleaning up and getting rid of like any stains and like flipping the cushions and, you know, just like the usual things that you kind of do on like a seasonal basis, or maybe like, I don't know, a couple months out of the year basis, like just switching things around. Washing my covers, cleaning my upholstery, washing my decorative pillows. Like, that's pretty much my focus from the day, has been just doing like all of those little house chores. I've had the past couple of days off at work, which I am not necessarily going to complain about, because I've had the opportunity to just focus on some other things, and we're still waiting back to hear about how our house situation is going. So we're just trying to be in positive spirits about that, and, you know, not really fret. Ooh, I love this kind of like tealy blue and green. It's kind of like earthy. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's giving me kind of like, I don't know, it's giving me simple and basic, but like more so comfort and cozy, because of like the cover is kind of like this quilted texture on it. I think that might be the way to go for her bed. Not really too over the top, no frills, so I'm definitely thinking this style here. And that bed came with either Seasons or Cats and Dogs. I think this bed came from Seasons. Yep, sure did. Okay, so that's that. Ooh, and it kind of goes with like this blue mirror. Yeah, okay, I totally like that. But yeah, I think the sim would maybe take public transportation around, or like maybe she would have not the nicest car. Like, I don't know, I kind of just want, like, in my head I'm thinking that this sim is like really like the starving actor or the struggling artist, just trying to come into her own. And I feel like that's a very realistic story. Does this have different swatches? Yes, it does. So I'm thinking maybe like that yellowy tone. And then I'm thinking maybe the sim travels with a backpack. Maybe that brown one, we'll put that by the door. I can totally see the sim maybe like on the subway or like on a public bus. And I would think maybe this sim would have some great recipes from home. So I'm just thinking maybe like a lot of spices, or like a lot of kind of like utensils and things. Ooh, I like this. That's got to go somewhere. Okay, so let's start in the bedroom. So we got a bed. I need some side tables, and I definitely think this sim would have a separate drawer. I kind of like this style here. It's really basic. Maybe she would have thrifted for these. And I do kind of like the green. Ooh, this looks bad. This looks really bad. Okay, I want to get her something nicer than that. Okay, I do like this. It's basic, but I like how big these knobs are. Like, I feel like this might come from just like a standard furniture store, like nothing too fancy. I'm thinking maybe on one side we will have a side table, and then the other side we will have the dresser. I'm kind of liking that vibe. Kind of like that, but maybe I will just put that off to the corner. Yeah, I think I like the flow of this a little bit better. And then as far as curtains, okay, let's see what colors I have from the seasons one. I don't want it to be too matchy in here. Ooh, I do like that blue. I love that blue. I do kind of like this flow. I might change it, but I definitely feel like this sim would enjoy like having her windows open, letting the sunshine come in. I think she would also be a bit of a reader, so let me go ahead and get her a table lamp. I feel like I'm going to be ending up using a lot of things from seasons. Maybe not, but I feel like that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. I do like this, but I don't really feel like this is her style. Ooh, that's cute. I feel like this would probably remind her of something she would see like at grandma's house. Ooh, that's pretty. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I just want it to feel kind of like quirky, kind of eclectic, kind of just like I said in the beginning, like a hodgepodge of things, but I don't want it to feel like tacky. I just, maybe this sim, I don't know, I feel like this sim would probably be more on the optimistic side of life, you know? Like, she could see something and be like, oh, I could totally use this for that. Ooh. So those are just lights, but maybe if I can find like a good sized mirror to put behind it. Or you know what, maybe let me look for that cork board. All right, so I found a cork board I'm looking for. It's a little too big, but I'm gonna try to make it work. Maybe it will be half cork board and then have something else. I mean, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let me know if you guys are feeling this little configuration. I never really tried this before, but it's okay for now. Now, as far as what will be on her dresser, I'm definitely thinking maybe like a little teddy bear, maybe just like something from home, like maybe just like a little bit of like a security blanket. Like maybe she had this from her childhood. Please don't be floating. I got a feeling this is floating. It's actually not that bad. Okay, so we'll put this here. Like, I'm trying to convey that this sim is young, but not make her apartment feel kiddie. Like, I don't want to undermine her character. But I do feel like maybe she's a long way from home, and like maybe she just needs a couple of things to remind her of her family, if that makes sense. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, and let me go ahead and get her a hamper. So I think maybe she would just have like the little plastic one, and we'll get it in that nice green color that we like. Maybe this would go like in her bathroom, or maybe like right here by the bathroom. Yeah, just kind of like some extra odds and ends. I might get rid of it, but I'm thinking she would probably need that. Also, she definitely would need an ironing board. Like, I feel like the sim would be so nervous if she was to ever get a call back, and she'll be like profusely ironing her clothes to make sure everything is like perfect so she can make a good first impression. Also, I've been contemplating giving this sim a pet. Maybe this sim would find a stray eventually, but I don't think I want to start her off with a pet, if that makes sense. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think this sim would have a pet, but I definitely see her as just kind of like an animal lover. Maybe a cat. I could totally see this sim in my head with a cat. All right, back to the bedroom. Let's see what other odds and ends we can throw in here. Oh, that's cute. I really love this star mirror above her bed. Like, it's definitely giving me like young actress vibes. I'm like so here for that. But I think I'm gonna move on from the bedroom and into the living room. We'll come back and maybe clutter some more things, but for now I'm pretty settled on the bedroom. Okay, so into the living room. What type of couch would this sim have? I'm thinking just something maybe like cozy, something not too fancy, maybe something that looks thrifted. Huh. If I can find this in a decent enough swatch. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe something like this. Or maybe this one from Cats and Dogs. And I'm thinking maybe this will be like the acting corner with this big mirror here. Kind of like this laundry day table. I like that bright yellow. I don't know if it's quite doing it for me, but I really do like the yellow. I might go this route where it has a little bit of yellow, but it's mostly kind of like that plainer color. But I feel like this Sim's personality is pulling me more towards this yellow. I definitely think this sim would have a TV. It wouldn't be a TV that's as nice, but I think she would totally have a TV. That's really clashing for me. Okay, I'm thinking about this console table here that came with laundry day. Yeah, I definitely see maybe this sim like watching movies. I mean, obviously she wants to be an actress, so I could totally see her like being super into movies, and like having pillows and throw blankets in here. Ooh, I'm thinking about that throw blanket from the, what pack is that? Tiny Living? Or is it Eco Lifestyle? I don't know. It's like a little accent piece. I think that one did come with Eco Lifestyle because I remember using it for the first time when I created the house for the Stamper family. Okay, yeah, totally see this sim like having this nearby. And then let me try to find a TV. Yeah, I think she would have a TV like this. And then I'm thinking she would maybe have like little positive affirmations on the wall. I'm thinking about the little pieces that came with the holiday pack. Yeah, this is the only one that doesn't look so much like Christmas. And then we can get rid of this one and that mirror. Okay, so I think maybe this sim would, I don't know, I'm kind of looking at these little lights. Oh, that's actually kind of cute in the kitchen. And then I kind of want to maybe do like fairy lights. I don't know, I kind of want it to feel low-key magical. I don't know, like I feel like this sim would like just believe in a lot of different things. Like certain things will bring them good luck or good fortune. I just definitely want this to be like a fun sim. A fun sim that has big dreams and it's just kind of open to new experiences, meeting new people. And this might change. It might change, but for now, I'm really kind of liking just the feeling of magic around here. I know I said that this sim would be into books and reading, so I'm definitely thinking about putting like a low profile bookcase on the back of the couch. Wow, that's bigger than I thought it would be. Wow, that's huge. Did that size up by accident? I feel like what I'm looking for is just not coming up and I don't know why. Or maybe I can get a bookcase like this and just put it against the wall. I mean, I was looking for something to put on the back side of the couch, but I don't know. I wasn't really feeling any of these bookcases, to be honest. Maybe I could put like her bookcase here in like this little alcove. And I love these wooden hearts. I just gotta find somewhere to put them. And then as far as her clutter, I think that she would have like some cute little coffee mugs. Is that the only color it comes in? I guess it is. I kind of like the way this thing looks. I don't know exactly how I would integrate it into the apartment. I'll just put it on the back porch for now. I do kind of like this. This room is starting to get a little too busy. Got some bathroom clutter. There's really nowhere to put it in the bathroom. So maybe I could just set it here for now, even though it's kind of like leaning. Okay, let me just squeeze that into the corner. That's okay for now. Okay, let me see if I can find a bigger rug for the living room area. This rug is very, very busy. What other swatches does this come in? I actually really do like that color. And then I think I might like this in the entryway. Put her bag here. There's a little statue. Yeah, and then maybe like a mirror behind it. Just a cute little mirror, nothing too fancy. I kind of like this like distressed look. I actually kind of like that. Like maybe she painted both the table and the mirror to kind of match. Now I feel like the couch is just kind of clashing with everything. I think this is a nice, safe color. Okay, yeah, we'll stick with the tan for now. And maybe we'll have one accent chair. I'm trying to find something that I think would really fit her style. I kind of like this movie hangout one. It's not doing it for me. It's like clashing and not in a good way. Maybe I could just go with this wicker chair as the accent. Yeah, I'm thinking that just might have to be the move. And then as far as here behind the couch, I'm thinking maybe like a poof, or not really feeling any of those. Let me go under cats and dogs, see if I see something a little bit better. Well, didn't really find me a nice accent chair, but maybe I can kind of finagle an accent table. I'm thinking about maybe one of those shelves. Let's see. Okay, so if I do it like that, yeah, I don't know if I like the way that looks, but I'm gonna keep playing around with it. So I wonder, what if I made them smaller? Just working on kind of centering everything. I mean, on the upside, this is like the most coziest place to put like this little basket with these throw blankets in, but it does look kind of iffy. So I'm gonna try my best to hide the fact that this is just like a bunch of accent tables with a shelf. I mean, that doesn't look bad, right? I don't think it looks bad. Okay, what can I put on this new countertop? Which is really a shelf. Oh no, it floats. No! Okay, I'm gonna have to manually place some things there. Because, oh, it's snapping to the table underneath, that's why. Yeah, I might have to place some things on here individually so it doesn't snap. I wish I had like a Hollywood sign. I like this flamingo. I think I might put it on the front porch. Okay, so far, I mean, I think the living room is okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Right now, I just think it's pretty okay. Maybe it just needs a bit more clutter, but for now, I think I'm going to move on to a different area of this apartment. Okay, so for the dining room, first things first, we need to get a dining table. I'm not sure how many visitors this sim would have, but I definitely want the space. Maybe this sim would be able to make friends and invite them over for food. Maybe like a smaller rounded table would be ideal. Or maybe even this rounded table from the laundry day pack. That might be a bit too big for this space. Maybe I can just try to focus on a 4-seater. Yeah, I kind of like this. And then as far as chairs, let me see. I kind of like this chair with the caning on it. The Trendsetter's a really nice basic chair. You know what, let's go with the cats and dogs chair. Yeah, kind of like this beigey color, maybe. And then we will get a rug to slip underneath. No, it has to be a circular rug. I don't know about the swatches. Let me see what other rugs we got. This one's just okay for now. I don't love it, but for now it's just okay. I'm sure if I find something better, I would want to change it. Ooh, I actually kind of like this one. Yeah, it kind of looks like a sunflower or a ray of sunshine. I believe this one came from the Vintage Glamour pack. And then maybe I could put my hearts on this wall. And then in this alcove, I'm not really sure what I would have here. Maybe just like all of the cleaning stuff. I feel like this might be actually kept in the room. Maybe just like right behind the door. Maybe we can have a skill building item over there. I really want to give this sim a pet. I think I might go for it and give this sim a pet. Like, I'm like super close. Yep, I think I'm gonna give this sim a pet. And so this apartment complex will be pet friendly, but I don't think many people will have pets. Let me go ahead and get some cat accessories. And what else does a pet need? Yeah, we'll go ahead and get this pet a little bowl. And I'll get two, although we don't really have a bowl to where we can like put the what's the word I'm looking for, like the thing that your pets will drink. And I guess just like a standard litter box, and I guess a cute little bed, even though I don't really see the cat using the bed too often. And let me see, I kind of want a cat tree, or maybe just a scratching post. Let's see, I'm trying to like not shove the cat stuff in a corner and like actually place it somewhere. I think I want to put like the cat bowls over here. And then as far as the cat bed, it has to kind of like match with everything else. So maybe the cat would like to sleep next to the TV from time to time, like during the day. And then at night, I'm sure the cat would just kind of like roam around. And then as far as like a little scratching post, maybe I'll keep the scratching post over here next to the toys. As far as the litter box, there's really not any space to put it in the bathroom, and I would prefer not to have it seen like in the main area. Yeah, we'll put that on the back balcony somewhere just kind of like out of sight. And then the kitty could do its business back there. Let's go ahead and give this place a wastebasket. And yeah, I'm just thinking this maybe like in a blue color. We'll probably change it. Then maybe like this little cabinet can go here. So maybe this is like extra cat stuff. So maybe like this would be the cat's corner. I don't know if it's like right for me to have this cat tree thing outside. I just don't really have a lot of space to put it on the inside. I don't know. I've never owned a cat, so I don't really know how their stuff should be laid out. If you guys have a cat or have ever owned a cat, let me know, like, what do you do? And like, I don't know, like, how do you manage a cat? Like, they seem to be very, very independent. Like, it seems like the only thing you would need to provide is like food, and they take care of themselves. Obviously, I know that's not accurate, but it seems like cats can really handle themselves. So if you have a cat, totally let me know what you do and like what I should probably add. Okay, I'm kind of liking the green theme we started, so trying to see how can I integrate some more of those elements in. Like, I'm not necessarily looking for it to be matchy-matchy, but I want it to all kind of like tell a story and make sense. Yeah, I'm liking that setup a little bit better. Okay, so this spoon, hopefully it comes in different colors. And then let me go ahead and get something a little bit more vibrant. That could work. It looks kind of muted. I was definitely going for something brighter, but I think it'll do the job in the kitchen. Yeah, it does the job. Go ahead and slot around some of this clutter. And I'm just trying to make this place look a little bit more lived in. Maybe we'll go ahead and get some mail or letter. Maybe this is where the sim would drop off their mail when they first come home. And I think maybe this sim will only have a couple of pair of shoes. So we'll go ahead and set this down by the door. And then maybe one of these little baskets is where she would toss her keys when she first comes in. Oh, that's floating just a little bit. Oh, now it's too low. I need to reinstall the tool mod. I had to get rid of it because I was having some issues with the spa day refresh. As far as the tool mod is concerned, I need to figure that out. I mean, it kind of looks like it's in there, right? Okay, let me try to raise this up some. Okay, yeah, like that. And I'm thinking maybe the fairy lights will like run all the way around until like right above the door. Yeah, I do like that. I don't like the yellow on yellow now, so I'm gonna have to change that. Oh, turquoise works. Now the chairs look too plain. And I do like this color is like pulling from the photo or the hanging wall piece behind. I'm trying to like really get into the space and like see what I need to change, what can I keep. I'm thinking what could help break this up is if I got like different types of chairs. I'm not really, I don't know, those weren't doing the job. Okay, I kind of like this rug. I don't know if it really goes, but it kind of is what it is. I might change it off camera, but I didn't want to spend too much time. All right, yeah, for now, I think this is okay. I'm not 100% sold. I'm probably like 60% sold. And I feel like I should be a bit more convinced about what rug I'm using there. So I'm just going to like take a moment away and to like really think about it. Yeah, let's move over to the kitchen. So I want to get some bar stools, and I think I might go with like these Parenthood bar stools, either that or spa day. I just really like the color of those. Okay, as far as the kitchen, I'm thinking maybe just like some hand soap here. I'm thinking maybe chopping will happen on this side, so we'll go ahead and put the knives over there. Spices would go by the stove. And then as far as these mugs, I think the mugs would probably be by the sink. Ooh, and I think maybe this sim would have like some quirky things like snow globes, so maybe she would be into collecting them, or maybe there's like one exclusive to Del Sol that she might have gotten from like a gift shop when she first got here. So you know what, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get the maybe City Skyline one. I feel like that might just be the closest. Yeah, that could be cute. Let me see if I can find a dish rack. I know we have another one from the Cool Kitchen pack, but I don't think I really like that one for this particular unit, but I'll probably use it at some point. I'm sure I will. And then I guess, do we have another type of tea maker? Or maybe this sim would have coffee instead. I guess these mugs can like chill in the corner. Try not to take up too much counter space. I think the sim would definitely love to decorate, so I think I want to put this attic decoration box in here somewhere. Or maybe that could go there. And then this, on the other hand, will probably just go here like on the side of the couch. Or maybe closer to that mirror. Yeah, I think that'll still be able to work. Okay, right, so as far as the front porch, I think the back porch is like purely going to be designated as kind of like a cat area. So I kind of want this area to be kind of quirky. So we'll get that. I kind of want to get like some faux grass. So I might have to go into the flooring category. And then just kind of like do that like so. And then we'll go ahead and get a low-lying fence, probably from the Get to Work pack. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. Fence for window shopping, perfect. I wish we had kind of like a green, but that's okay. We'll use brown. Yeah, like that. And then maybe we'll get like some gnomes and things. I don't know. Just something kind of like cool. And by cool, I mean like kind of out there and just and interesting. Like, I don't know, maybe to the sim, like the gnome brings her good luck when she has callbacks. Or when she ever gets callbacks. When she goes on her auditions, maybe she like calls for his help or something. And then as far as actual patio furniture, maybe just like these simple chairs. Maybe hers will have a cushion on it. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking maybe have a couple chairs here. Yeah, if I could do one chair like that. Just kind of like work them around like that. And then we're definitely going to need a rug. And then also maybe this sim would have a bike. No bike. Alright, you guys, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. I have been building for quite a little while now, and it is kind of late where I am, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. I am definitely not done in this apartment. I am going to go back in and add so much more clutter and fine tune and really define and shape the type of sim I'm designing for. Again, shout out to you, Miss Vay Ashton, for your suggestion about a small town actress trying to make it big in Del Sol, and I'm hoping that what I've described and what you were thinking in your head kind of like go hand in hand. I was just totally going for kind of higgledy-piggledy, like a mishmash of things that kind of works, and I was trying to keep the colors kind of bright to kind of like pastel-y neutrals, just kind of taking into an account that, you know, this girl's come from a farm, so I tried to incorporate a lot of like those natural touches, like the wooden hearts and the wooden coffee table, and I tried to pick things that look like they could have been upcycled or like thrifted and made to look just a bit more appealing and a bit more happier and unique. So I hope that I've conveyed that so far, but yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. It helps me and my channel out more than you know. And feel free to subscribe and be sure to click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. In the meanwhile, feel free to check out anything else that I've built and created and shared on the gallery. My origin ID is simply Nisey. Until next time, I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.